Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Haute Bella experience. In today's video, I am finally going to be playing with the eyeshadows that I picked up from Sydney Grace, and I came to know about this particular bundle of eyeshadows by watching the Behind the Beauty series that's now on YouTube. It's a collaboration with Kelsey Brianna J, Kinky Sweat, and Glam Girl Chelsea. So if you have not had a chance to tune in to one of the Behind the Beauty sessions, be sure to check that out because it's really informative. They interview different beauty brands, which is really interesting because you get that behind the scene type of conversation coming from those brands. They also interview and talk with other YouTube content creators. So it's a really interesting thing that Kelsey, Kinky Sweat, and Chelsea have going on. So I love that. So yeah, I sat in on one of those sessions and they were interviewing one of the representatives from Sydney Grace and they had their own bundle. So to show my support, I did pick that bundle up. And in that bundle, you get 5 eyeshadows and you get 3 mattes and 2 shimmers. And you also get a cream eyeshadow is what this is. So this is really interesting. This is in the shade Awakening. This looks to be a cream eyeshadow, and I'm going to swatch it here for you guys because it looks really interesting. This is what it looks like. So that's just squirting a dot of that out, just a little dollop of it. And then if you spread it out, you can see what this looks like. So it's a really vibrant, pretty purple cream type of eyeshadow. So love this. I cannot wait to use this. I had heard of the brand Sydney Grace, but this is the first time now that I'm going to be adding some of the Sydney Grace products to my collection. So yeah, this is really pretty. So there were a total of 5 eyeshadows that came in the Behind the Beauty bundle, and one of the 5 is a matte shade, and this shade is called Lords A Leaping. And this is a gorgeous matte shade. Really love that. Let's swatch that one. These eyeshadows are very creamy in the pan. And this is what this looks like swatched. So it's like a deep redwood, brownish, burgundy type of shade, but really pretty. This next shade is called Salomon, and this is a gorgeous shade. This is a little bit more on the terracotta side when compared to Lords A Leaping. So it has a little bit more of that orangish, reddish type of color to it. So really pretty. I like this one a lot. And this next matte shade is called Peanut Butter. And this is a really pretty shade as well. This makes a really nice transition shade. So this is what this looks like. Let me build this up just a little bit more. But you can see that there. So this is Peanut Butter. This is Salomon, and this is Lords A Leaping. So these are the 3 matte shades that I got in my Beyond the Beauty bundle. This next shade is one of the shimmer shades that came in the Behind the Beauty bundle, and this shade is called Morning Star. And this is a gorgeous shade. Oh my gosh, I wanted to use this in this look today, but I decided to stay matte. But let's swatch this. That is a gorgeous shade. And the 5th and final shade that I got in my Behind the Beauty bundle is this shade right here. This shade is called Paris. And this is what this shade looks like. This is a gorgeous shade. So we have Paris, we have Morning Star, we have Lords A Leaping, we have Salomon, and we have Peanut Butter. So these are all very nice shades that came in the Behind the Beauty bundle. And I used the matte shades to create this look. I'm also not wearing any foundation today. Believe it or not, there's no foundation. So if you guys would like to see how I created this look, then keep watching. My face has been cleansed, and I went through all the prep steps that I would normally go through if I were going to apply foundation to my face, even though I'm not going to be using any foundation in this look. As usual, I used my Mario Badescu to tone my face. I followed up with my SK2 Patera Facial Essence. I then used my Tatcha Water Cream to moisturize. And for my primer today, I used the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. It's been a while since I used this one, and I am going to start off with my brow bone. And even though there are some shimmer shades that I have from the Behind the Beauty bundle from Sydney Grace, I am going to use my default highlighter to highlight my brow bone. The shimmer shades from Sydney Grace are High Shine, High Shimmer, and since I'm not adding any foundation, this is kind of one of those laid back kind of looks. I don't want my eyes to overpower the look too much. So yeah, I'm just going to go into my default brow bone highlight, and that is a highlighter from Becca. It's in the shade Rose Gold. I'm now using the shade Peanut Butter, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade. This is really showing up as a nude or neutral type of shade on my skin complexion. It's pretty, really good transition shade. I'm going to use this shade. This shade is called Salmon, and I am going to place this on the outer V and take it into the crease area. Taking this up a little high in the crease area. I'm now going to use this shade. This shade is called Lords A Leaping. And I'm going to put this on the outer V, and I'm going to keep this a little bit more tightly on my mobile lid this time around. I'm going back into Peanut Butter again. This is my transition shade, and this time I am going to place this on my lid. This is a pretty shade. I like Peanut Butter. I am having to build it up quite a bit, but it's really pretty, and my MAC 242 is helping me get the job done. I'm going back to the brush that I used to apply the darker shade to my outer V. That shade was called Lords A Leaping, and I'm going to use the same brush. I'm not adding any additional product, but I'm just kind of blending in just a little bit more, just blending that outer V in just a little bit more. I'm now taking my Sigma E36 brush. I'm going back into that same shade that is called Lords A Leaping. It's the same shade that I have on my outer V, and I am going to just add a little bit more into the area where I had to manipulate my natural crease line. You guys have heard me use that term many times. But for those of you who may be stopping by my channel for the first time, it's a term that I use quite frequently to describe the process that I use to bring a little bit more depth or definition into my eye look. I have slightly hooded eyes, so I tend to raise or bring my lid shades up a little bit above my natural crease line. I do that just so that I can have a little bit more playing room, a little bit more eyelid space for my eyeshadows. I'll talk about this in a little bit more detail in the video where I talked about my 5 essential eye brushes. So if you want to check that out just to get a little bit more information on that, to understand why I choose to do this, be sure to check that video out. I like the way the eye look is coming together. So I'm going to move on and I'm going to add my liner and my lashes. I am going to be using my gel eyeliner from Melt. This is in the shade Spliff, and you guys have seen me use this before. This is a brown gel eyeliner. So I'll get my liner and lashes done and I'll be right back. My liner and my lashes are done. I'm not going to do any color correcting or anything like that before I move on to my complexion. Normally I would use my Tatcha Pearl and Candlelight under my eyes, and I would use my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer around my mouth area to do some color correcting around there. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm just planning makeup. So I am going to use my Pro Longwear Concealer from MAC. This is an oldie but goodie product, and I normally use this to clean up my brows, but I am going to use this to conceal under my eyes today and also around my mouth. And I am in the shade, guess what shade of MAC I'm in? NC45. Concealer is such a wonderful thing. Look at that already. Concealed eye, unconcealed eye. Amazing. Do the same thing around my mouth here. And it doesn't take a lot of this product. Just get it in place, and then if there are areas that you still need to cover up, you kind of let the first application dry down a little bit and then just go back in and tap on or touch up the areas that need a little bit more. The same thing you would do with foundation, right? How you add a little bit more coverage in the areas where you think you need it. I'm doing the same thing with this concealer. And I have this dark vein right here, if you guys can see that. So irritating. I don't know what you call this area, or if there's a name for this vein, or if everyone has one, but I have one. But I'm gonna cancel that out too. But isn't that amazing? This is the concealed side, and this is the unconcealed side. This concealer is awesome. I'm using my RCMA No Color Powder to set under my eye, and adding a light set in the areas where I've added concealer around my mouth as well. I'm now using my Sephora Pro Face Palette, and I'm going to use these two shades right here. This one is called Epic, and this one is called Jet Setter. I'm going to use Epic just to put just a dent of contour right in here. I'm not taking it all over my face. Like I said, I'm not using any foundation. This is easy breezy. So I'm just going to like stamp a little bit of contour right in here, and then I'm going to use Jet Setter to do bronzing, just to add a little bit more warmth to my face. Epic is quite deep, so again, it doesn't take very much of this. I just tapped into this pan just one time, and this is what I've got. It does not take much. I'm going to use the Sonia G Pro Buffer, and I'm going to add a little bit more warmth right into this area. I'm not going to use any blush today. Some would say that this is a lot to do if you're not wearing any foundation, because you would automatically think if you're going to go through all this that you're going to have some type of foundation underneath. But sometimes you want your natural skin to breathe. You know, it might be a backyard barbecue, family get together, you know, it's outside, and especially during the summer months, you know, you kind of want things to be rather light on your skin. You know, you don't want to be weighed down with a lot of foundation and things like that. So it's good to be able to have a look in your back pocket that does not require any foundation, where you can very easily look very put together, but no foundation required. I am going to smoke out my waterline, and I'm going back into this shade once again. This shade is called Lords of Leaping. And for my inner corner highlight, I'm going back into my highlighter, the Rose Gold highlighter from Becca once again. It's the same highlighter that I used as my brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to pop it right in there, just a little bit. And while I'm here, I might as well add just a little bit of highlight here, just a little bit. little bit on my nose, tip into my nose, just a little bit, not too much. And I'll take a little bit, just a little bit down the bridge. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. It is time for lips. I am going to use this lipstick right here. Isn't this case adorable? But yeah, this is a lipstick that I got in one of my BoxyCharm boxes. This is from Hank and Henry. And the shade of this lipstick is called Sex. That's S-E-X-T. And you can see that it has some glitter in it. However, the magical thing about this lipstick is that when you put it on your lips, there is no glitter. So yeah, I'm going to add this to my lips. I'm not going to line my lips. It'll be a very neutral shade for me. Oh, I don't know. I said I wasn't going to line my lips. This might be pretty if I line my lips. I'm going to line my lips, but I'm going to put the lipstick on first, which I like to do sometimes. I like to put my lipstick on first and then follow up with the lip liner. I kind of like the way that looks. I'm going to use this MAC lip liner. This is in the shade Chestnut, and I'm going to line my lips after the fact. And this look is done. The Behind the Beauty bundle from Sydney Grace is a really nice bundle. You get 5 marvelous eyeshadows. These 5 shades are not packaged in a palette, so you would need to have your own Z palette to store these shades in. There are 3 beautiful matte shades and 2 wonderfully shimmery, shiny shades that came in this bundle, as well as the gorgeous purple shade, which is a cream eyeshadow, which I cannot wait to play in. It's a vibrant, beautiful shade of purple. So I'm really glad to show my support, and I'm glad that I purchased the Behind the Beauty bundle, and I can't wait to dive into some of the other shades and shadows that came as a part of this bundle. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.